Hi guys, so today I am going to be sharing with you the haul of stuff that Eric and I won during the last auction footage that you saw. So this auction was slightly different than what we were kind of used to. Normally when we go to auctions, they are typically in fire halls, and this one was actually at someone's house. So what they did was you were allowed to like go inside, look around at everything in the house, and then they actually brought everything outside, aside from the furniture. And then we sat up chairs outside and just sat outside all day during the auction. So altogether, Eric and I spent $307.46 this time around, so a little less than last time, but still kind of pricey. I'm so far behind with my videos. We actually did another auction last week and I didn't spend near as much, but I still got a lot of good stuff there. So this lady's house was absolutely beautiful. You guys saw the footage. All of her stuff was just really nice, in great condition. And she had a lot of obviously older pieces, a lot of antiques, as well as a lot of like mid-century modern type stuff. And there was a lot of people there that were, you know, interested in all of those things. So the prices were going high on some things. Obviously, every time I go to an auction, there is stuff that I would have loved to have walked away with, but it's just not humanly possible as far as reselling goes. And not everyone that goes to auctions are resellers. There's a lot of collectors there as well, and they are willing to pay what they have to, you know, put something into their collection. So I had to say no to some things and that kind of thing. So I'm going to share with you what I did win. Even though some of the stuff was going high, there was one set of stuff that I was pretty adamant about getting, so kind of bumped the price up slightly more than what I wanted to pay for it, but I still think the pieces will sell really high. And that is all of the Franciscan pieces. So you guys saw this in the footage, and if you watched my cha-ching video, then you saw the little sneak peek that I did win all of the Franciscan pieces. So these are what they call Franciscan, and they are marked on the bottom. So you should see a mark if you ever come across anything by this company. But this is really like the epitome of like the mid-century modern look and the atomic age, what they would call it. They have all of these really awesome kind of like starburst type patterns all over, and there was like a whole set. So they ended up auctioning off the entire set together. They didn't, you know, break it down or anything like that. So I won all of the Franciscan pieces for $170, which is kind of pricey, but each piece can sell really high. It's definitely one of those things people collect. It's harder to find, especially like all of these pieces are in great condition. There's like one or two that might have like a slight little bit of something of an issue, but for the most part, like just absolutely beautiful. So this here is a picture, and I have this listed as a buy it now for $179.99. If you look up Franciscan Starburst, you'll see the pieces sell very, very, very high, especially depending on what piece you have is more harder to find. So this is like a really large picture, so gotta make my money back on this stuff too. So I'm hoping it sells for my asking prices. If not, you know, as a reseller, I'm willing to hang on to things for a while to try and get my asking prices, and then if I don't, then I'll start to come down or send out offers. It's just how I am, but that's just the kind of reseller I am. Alright, so the next piece was this ashtray, and again, this is in gorgeous condition, nothing wrong with it at all. And this ashtray I have listed, I have listed for $199.99, and that is a buy it now. So this is one of those pieces that is more desirable, probably a little harder to find, and that kind of thing, the ashtray. So that one is, I think, listed the highest as far as all of the pieces that I acquired. All right, we also have these little salt and pepper shakers that look like this. These are really, really cute. These did have salt and pepper in them when I purchased them. The stoppers, and this is with a lot of old salt and pepper shakers, where the stoppers on them get very brittle and dry, and they become not as pliable as they once were. So this one, you can see, does have like some flaking off of it, and I couldn't get this stopper out, so I had to make mention of that in the auction. So if someone's just using these to display, not a big deal, but if you were purchasing them to use, I definitely feel like you may have to get some replacement stoppers for them, just because with age the stoppers on them just don't hold up over time. And that's with like a lot of vintage salt and pepper shakers. But these I have listed for a buy it now of $99.99. So there are some other salt and pepper shakers that are listed for cheaper than mine. But theirs like doesn't have stoppers, or one's missing a stopper and that kind of thing. So both the stoppers are in, just, you know, one does have a little bit of issue and is, you know, hard to get out. Okie dokes. The next piece was this gravy boat. This one is really awesome. I love this one, and it came with its ladle as well, so that's awesome. So just like a little gravy boat here. And this one I have listed as a buy it now of $129.99. Again, it comes with the ladle, which some listed, you know, don't have the ladle with them at all. And again, in beautiful condition. And then the last piece of Franciscan that was in that lot was this oil cruet. And this here does have a little bit of an issue. I need to clean this up more. I have it listed and there's still oil on it. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. Anyway, there is just a very small chip here at the spout. But it's just for oil, and that's what it says there. And this I put on auction because, again, it's a little harder to find, and since this one did have, you know, a chip on it, I decided to just go with auction on that. And this I have listed, I listed it at $69.99 on auction, but I think as of now it's up to 80 something. So I'm curious to see if it'll go up any more than that. But, you know, with auctions, I'll start my auctions with the price that I'd like to get for something. So if like that's all I would get for it, I mean, I'd be perfectly happy, but obviously like if it goes for more, that's just amazing. So since this already has bids up to 80, like I'm super excited about that. So we'll see if it goes any further. So that's everything for the Franciscan. That was the highest amount that I paid for stuff at the auction. So next I'll just randomly show you some things that I won. So this here, I won this teapot. I just thought this was the most gorgeous teapot ever. I loved the look of it, the colors. It's got a little morning glory flower on it, and it always has this like basket weave kind of style to it, and it's just so gorgeous. I absolutely loved it. It is marked on the bottom, the Howden Group 1988, and it does have a made in Japan sticker. So I won this teapot for a price of $11, And I have this for sale as a buy it now of $29.99. So I don't know, I just fell in love with it, so I'm hoping that someone else would as well. So got that. This piece here I won, this little bowl. They put this with a lot of other stuff, and that happens a lot, especially when there's a lot of like little things. What they'll do is they'll just lot other stuff together on like what they call flats, just, you know, those flat cardboard pieces of cardboard. So I won a couple of flats, and this was actually on a flat of stuff, and I think it was, and this is where it becomes hard for me to remember what flat was on each thing. But I'm pretty sure this was on a flat that I won for $2. So not much at all. And this is a beautiful glass piece. I wasn't sure if this is Murano or not. That's kind of what I thought, like when I was picking it up and looking at it before I decided to bid, but I'm not quite sure exactly how you tell. When I did look it up, I saw something similar that was called, they referred to it as a strawberry, kind of just because it looks slightly like a strawberry, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I haven't listed this yet just because I wasn't like 100% sure if it is Murano. So I will be listing it soon, but you know, I barely paid anything for it, which surprises me considering how nice it is. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes you can get some really awesome stuff for like next to nothing. Well, the next couple of things I'm showing you is stuff that I think was on that same flat that I won for $2. So I also won this hand-painted enamel box by Staffordshire Enamels. I thought this was so pretty. It comes in a little box, and it looks like this on the inside. There's this little enamel, almost like pillbox. It's gorgeous. It's got a poinsettia on the top, and it is made out of enamel. It's just so, so pretty. And then the bottom does say flower of the month. So this would have been December. And I just love that. I think it's so cute. So this here I have listed for, I believe I put this on auction for $29.99 as the starting price. There were none listed except for one, and the one that was listed is from a seller in another country, and they wanted like 30 something for theirs. So I figured if anyone was in the US that wanted it, it would probably be slightly cheaper regardless as far as like shipping and stuff goes. So that's what I went with that. So we'll see. There was also this other little enamel box. This one was made in England. I don't know if it's by the same brand, but on the front it says never economize on luxuries. And again, it's just this little enamel pill box. The lid on this doesn't stay on really well. Like, it doesn't pop on and it doesn't screw on. It just kind of sits on. I did not list this one yet just because I didn't know if that's how it's supposed to be, or if, you know, something might be slightly wrong with this one. But it's just so tiny and cute. There was also, it's just random stuff, guys, that are on these flats. There was this set of pencils and pens. So I'll just go over them quickly. I didn't do anything with these yet. Like, they're not listed or anything. This one has like a golf club on it. Some of these are marked and some are not. So I didn't really take too much of a look at these quite yet. So I'm not quite sure if any of them are, you know, worth listing or that kind of thing, or just like putting in my own like pencil holder. This was in there as well. It's just a really pretty letter opener. So I don't have this listed either. I was actually thinking of keeping this for myself because it's really pretty. It's got this like ornate design there, and then like a clear glass handle. It's got some heft to it. So, ooh, it's kind of sharp too. probably use that for a weapon. Anyone breaks into my house, no, I got guns, so we'll go straight to the guns. How about that? Anyway, gosh, I shouldn't say that because that might offend someone. I apologize. So next thing was a set of 2 pieces that they put together, and I won these at a price of $45. So this is probably my second most priciest thing I paid for. And the thing that I wanted the most was this piece here. So again, this is like a really awesome kind of mid-century modern piece. This is by Metlocks, and oh my goodness, there were some other Metlocks pieces that had fish on them. They were worth so much money. They ended up selling for about how much I probably could have gotten for them reselling. So whoever bought them obviously just wanted them as, like, you know, for their collection and stuff like that. But if you would ever come across Metlocks pieces, there are some that sell really, really well. So this one wasn't like the fish. This one was what they call a mosaic pattern, and it's just like a little bowl with a lid. It does have the Metlocks sticker still on the inside there. So there are none currently like this listed. There are other Metlocks mosaic pieces listed that have sold for very high prices, like vases and stuff like that. So I didn't see this piece specifically. So I did list this, I believe, on auction with a starting price of $99.99. You know, the vases were selling for like $200 some. So, you know, if someone is collecting and they're looking for, you know, this piece specifically and there are none others listed, then, you know, maybe I'll get that for it. Maybe not. Who knows? But I wanted to try. So that's my first Metlocks piece. I tried to win a Metlocks cookie jar one week at the auction. That really wasn't worth a whole lot, but I really liked it, and I just kind of wanted to win it to sell it because I thought it was so cute, but I didn't win it. There seems to be, you know, there's people out there that collect Metlocks, there's people out there who collect cookie jars. Like, you just never know, you know, what someone is specifically looking for. And then the other piece that they put with that Metlocks piece was this really large plate. This is by Russell Wright. It says Iroquois Casual China on the back. So I could probably sell this. I don't think it's worth like a ton of money by any means, but Eric said that he'd like to keep this for when he's grilling, to put, since it's so big, like to put like our hamburgers and stuff on and that kind of thing. So we're just gonna keep this for ourselves for now. Another plate I won was this here, and I paid more than what I really was comfortable paying for this. Let me see, I paid $35 for this plate, and she had a lot of like old like Chinese antiques, like plates. There was that like sewing box and stuff like that. So these pieces are obviously like very, very old. They call this a rose medallion plate. There's no markings on it, but I did see some that were selling really high. I don't know which ones, you know, why some sell for way more than others and that kind of thing. This was kind of like a, I'm not quite sure piece, but I wanted to try it out. So this here I have listed on auction with a starting price of $69.99. So we'll see if that sells for that price or not, but it's so pretty. She had it displayed on like, you know, a little plate stand. And there was another piece that was with it. They didn't auction it together, but I was interested in that as well. I was seeing really high prices on those two, and that sold for a lot. Okay, let's see. Eric won this. He was interested in this guy, And this is a knife. It's so gorgeous. It's got this like, I don't know if you want to call that porcelain enamel handle here. And this is by Sheffield. So I'm thinking this is like a bread knife or a cake knife. I have it described as a cake knife. I think this would be gorgeous to use as a wedding cake knife. So Eric won this at a bid of $5 and I have as a buy it now of $29.99. So these knives can definitely sell on the higher side. And that one is just so pretty. All right, guys, so we are going to hop back over. There were 2 other pieces of the Franciscan that were in that lot, and I forgot to share them with you guys. There were these 2 saucers. So they don't have the teacups, but they're obviously like, you know, teacup saucers because they would sit there in the middle. But they are the Franciscan Starburst. The one does have a crack right here. Right here? Yeah, right there. These in particular aren't really worth much at all, the teacup saucers. So I don't have these listed. I was debating on what I was going to do with them, whether or not to, you know, post them up maybe on, you know, another platform other than eBay. I've been tossing around the idea for a long time now here of potentially someday doing like a live sale here on my YouTube channel, and you know, trying to sell just some like random bits and bobs that I have laying around, because I don't want to throw them away, because there might be someone out there who would potentially want them. So I may just hang on to these for a potential sale at some point, just because, like I said, I don't want to throw them away, because you know, they're so nice regardless, even though they're not really worth much. Alrighties, I won this mirror here. So this mirror you can hang, I believe. Maybe you can't hang it. Well, I don't think you can. It's just got like a whatchamacallit to sit it type of thing. But this is marked price products, genuine solid brass. So this has that like art deco kind of style look to it. There was a mirror at an auction I went to quite a while back, and I wanted it and I didn't win it. And then when I saw this one and I looked it up, I was seeing that mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted that mirror so much. So I ended up winning this one at a price of $20. I don't currently have it listed because I was debating on keeping it for myself, but I probably will, you know, still list it. But I was a dummy, and here on the back she had like a piece of string holding this together so it would stay open to have it like sit properly, and I didn't realize that's why the string was there, and I took it off. So I have to fix that, but it is such a gorgeous mirror, so I just absolutely love that. Okay, so we have another little lot of items. These I won at, I think I only paid $1 for this whole lot of items. So I'm again trying to remember what all went with what. There was this box, kind of like a lacquered wooden box. It's a really nice box, but you know, it doesn't have any kind of markings on, so I don't know exactly where it's from or who made it. Let's see, what do I have down here? No, you guys, I won this lot at 50 cents, not even $1, 50 cents. So this I have listed as a buy it now of $15.99. So you could just use it to store some stuff, some jewelry, you know, whatever kind of thing. All right, there was also these 2 little guys in here, and these are like little kokeshi dolls, but they're bowls. Like their heads come off. Their heads come off and they're just like little bowls inside. So I don't have these listed yet. I have to list these still, but when I looked these up, before I was interested in bidding on the flat, they did seem like they did sell, so we'll see if they go, but I still have to list these. Most of the stuff I have listed, but not everything. There was this pretty lady right here, and she's actually a candle. Her wick isn't very tall. Like, I don't know if it's just made that way or if it was cut because, you know, they didn't want to actually use it to burn because, you know, she's so pretty, but it is made of wax. And this here, I have listed as a buy it now of $15.99. So she just looks like that. These here were just a little pair of decorative pieces. These are called Teapots, if I am describing that accurately. And these I have listed for a buy it now as well of $15.99. So just little decorative pieces. There was this little trinket box. This is marked made in India. So it's kind of like that soapstone type look to it. And I have this listed for a buy it now of $12.99. So there was just some really nice pieces in these flats of just random stuff. There was this pretty little elephant here, and it's just got like all of these gems on that just kind of glitz and glow in the light. So I'm not sure if this is older or newer. I mean, most of the stuff in her house was older, so I'm not sure. It's hard to say if it's, you know, newer or older. There are some gems missing on him, but I have him listed as a buy it now of $12.99. So I don't know, I thought he was cute, but like I said, I don't know if that is vintage or not. There was this box here. This is made of plastic. It's got this gold finish to it, and it is marked on the bottom here, made in Italy. There's nothing inside. I'm not sure if there was anything in there to begin with or not. To me, it almost reminds me of something that maybe would have had coasters in, but you know, there's nothing in there. So it's hard to say what was in there to begin with. But this here I have listed for a buy it now of $12.99. So got that in there. There was this really pretty bell, and this is absolutely gorgeous. I'll ring it once. And that's about it. I don't want to I didn't want to be obnoxious about it. But this is like a cut glass bell, absolutely gorgeous. It has these, what I believe are cherries here on the side. And this I have listed for a buy it now of $16.99. So very beautiful glass bell. It's such a shame, like there are so many gorgeous bells out there, and yeah, there are people who collect bells, but a lot of bells just really aren't worth much at all. And it's a shame because some of them are just so absolutely gorgeous. There was this glass bowl. I did not list this yet because I'm not sure who it's made by. If anyone would recognize a maker on this, I have a book of like glass makers, and I looked in there and I couldn't find anything in there as well. But it's just this really pretty red bowl. On the bottom, it's got almost like a flower. Hopefully you guys can see what that looks like on the bottom. So I don't know if that's like any indication of a maker that would have that kind of flower look on the bottom, and then it's got these like nubby bits on the sides, but it almost looks like leaves kind of. But anyway, really nice bowl, but I'm not sure who it's made by, so I didn't list it yet, just in case I can figure it out. But super duper pretty. There was this ashtray, and this is really nice. So this part comes out. I mean, you could obviously just use this as kind of like a catch-all or something like that, but it's marked Florentina, handmade in Italy on the back of it. So this I have listed for a buy it now of $19.99. So just a pretty little ashtray there. This is another letter opener. It's genuine pewter. And this here has a symbol there on the top, and it stands for like the Order of the Elks. So it's like a fraternal type lodge. I have this listed for a buy it now of $12.99. So stuff from those kind of like fraternal type clubs can sell. So hopefully that does. I think it does have one or two watchers. And then there was like a bunch of playing cards that were mixed into this lot. So I'll go over those quickly. This one was the coolest one. This was in this really pretty green box with this blue flower print. And this is actually by Fitz and Floyd. There's a little FF here on the back. And there are 2 decks of cards in here. So they look like this. So 2 decks of cards, and then it also has that pretty blue flower on the inside as well. I have this listed as a buy it now of $19.99. Then there were these cards, and these are brand new. They're in a little clear case, but the cards inside are still sealed. So there's like the Liberty Bell and then the Eagle. And these I have listed for a buy it now of $12.99. So it's also like an advertising piece. This was from a brick company in New Oxford, Pennsylvania. So listed those. There was this set, and I didn't list these because they are missing cards. But they're just like a little barn and some trees here. But when I counted them, they're not all there. So I'm probably gonna have to put this in with like a junk drawer lot or something like that, since it's not complete. I do not want to sell it separately. And then I also didn't sell these separately. I might throw these up on like Facebook Marketplace or something. But these are also like an old advertising type thing. They were from an NAC shoppers card. I'm not quite sure what that was, but the playing cards are really cute. They look like a little credit card type thing. So again, those aren't currently listed, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna go about selling those, whether or not on Facebook Marketplace or not. I won a bunch of random stuff. Glasses, a picture, just a whole bunch of stuff for $6. And I will get into everything that was in this lot. There were these really pretty cups that have parrots on. These are by Saks Fifth Avenue. This is probably the best looking one out of the bunch. There were 6. But the other ones had a lot of color loss on the green leaves. I saw there was, so I did see someone sell 3 of these glasses. Theirs weren't in like the most best condition either, and they sold for $30 just for 3 of them, and I have 6. So I put these up on auction with a starting price of $25.99. So we'll see if they sell or not. I figured since, you know, I had more, maybe that they would sell. And then there was a set of 6 of these glasses, And these are Spalding hole-in-one clubs. So these are like golf glasses. I have listed as a buy it now of $29.99. And again, there were another set of these that sold as well for about that much, I think. And I think for less cups than what I have. There was this old onion chopper in this lot of stuff. My mom had one like this. Like, this is the onion chopper I grew up with, except hers was green and this one's pink. I absolutely love it. I used to love helping her chop onions with this thing. It was just so much fun. So I don't have this listed yet. I didn't know whether or not it was worth listing. So I may still list it. I'll have to look it up and see or not. I mean, maybe that'll go into a live sale. I don't know if anyone out there likes these types of onion choppers or not, but I like the fact too that it was pink. That's pretty. Hers was green. Obviously I'd prefer pink. There was this random crystal glass goblet. There was only one of them, which is a shame. If there were two, I'd be more inclined to keep it, even though Eric and I don't really like get all fancy schmancy or anything like that. But I don't know who it's made by, but it's really, really nice. Very heavy. So got that, but again, I didn't list it because it's only one, so I didn't know if it was really worth it. This was just a little pink glass dish. I did not list this either, so some of these things, like I said, might just be put to the side for like a potential live type sale. So you guys have to let me know if that's something that you think would be interesting for me to try and do. These two pieces, again, didn't list because these do have damage to them, but they're so gorgeous. They're these little flowers and they are porcelain. I can't tell exactly what that says. I'm assuming it's in a different language. I guess maybe it says hand painted. I'm not sure. But they're these beautiful flowers. But as you can see, there is a chip out of the one side of that one. And then there was this little guy, just a lot smaller one. And I don't know if there's anything wrong with this one. This one actually, like, I don't think it has anything wrong with it. But this one, again, I can't tell exactly what it says. It has a crown on it and then it says something. So those were in the lot. There were these two canisters. I don't have these listed either, guys. This one, it just says the Botanic Garden circa 1818. These are Port Mirion. So it was this canister here. It's really pretty. The inside definitely has like some scratchy, maybe crazing marks. I'm unsure. But it is a really nice canister. That would be good to put like tea bags or something in, I think. And then this one does have some damage on the bottom here where it's taped. But again, it's Port Mirion. I swear, this probably had brown sugar in it. It smells like brown sugar. It smells really good. So it was that one as well. But again, not listed because that one has some damage. Alright, this next item is a little weird, and I'm not gonna cry about this. So just random little story here. I've been wanting to go to the antique mall for a while now because I've done some videos at the antique store. I think I've made 2 videos in the past at the antique store. I don't go there very often. Typically, Eric and I go when we're specifically looking for something, and it's usually during the holidays where I'm looking for Halloween stuff for myself or Christmas stuff for myself, not stuff to resell. And right now, I'm kind of on the lookout for like a trinket box or something along those lines that I could put. I have some of my dog's fur that I kept of hers, and I wanted to get like a little like pretty trinket box to stick, you know, her fur that I have kept. So it brings me to this thing here. This little piece was in this flat, and it's just, what are these called? I call them cloches. Is that what they're called? I don't know. Anyway, I stuck her little tuft of fur in there because I kind of liked the fact that you could see it, but then I was thinking like, I don't know, Michelle, it is kind of weird. So I'm not quite sure if I like this for that or not, but I'm still on the lookout for a trinket box. When I asked Eric, he said it is a little weird. So still on the hunt for a trinket box, but I do like this piece and I'm not quite sure what to display in it. There's like a little hook on the top, which is nice as well because you could like hang something from it. And on the bottom it did say this was Rick's dad's watch, so I guess they had an old watch kind of hooked in there to display. But right now I have my dog's fur, which you know, I probably will just go the trinket box route, but I have to find like the perfect, it has to be perfect and exactly what I'm looking for, and I'll know when I see it, but just the perfect little trinket box for that. There were these little Mexican bookends of this man and lady taking a siesta. No markings on them. I do have these listed as a buy it now of $19.99. They also make these much larger and they seem to sell a little better if you ever find like the big ones, just bigger than this. I'm not quite sure exactly what they measure. These guys I debated listing. They're not in the best condition, but you know, old stuff sometimes isn't in the best condition. That's just how things are when they get to be older. But these are a man and lady balloon sellers. They make, I think it's Royal Dalton that makes these. These ones are not Royal Dalton, but I believe the Royal Dalton ones could potentially sell for more, but these are not. And these I have listed as a buy it now of $19.99. Also, the rest of this stuff is just random things. There was this plastic pitcher. This was really pretty. I liked the print on it. It's not in the best condition. It is marked Happy Chic on the bottom by Jonathan Adler. And it has some scritchy scratchies and stuff like that. There's like a little bit of a gouge there in the plastic, so I didn't list this. I also didn't list this guy. This is a decanter. It's got this golfer man on the front. It is marked 1991, I believe that says. So the cork in it looks like it was broken off. It's not the full cork. So again, probably just might go out into like a yard sale or something. This also is not listed. It's this this plant. I mean, you could take this plant out and it does have like a lid that you could put on this, like, I guess this is like brass little planter thing. I mean, it's cute, but I don't necessarily want it. It was just, you know, thrown into a lot of stuff that I won. So yeah, I got that. Okay, and then the last thing that I have to share is we won those wall hangings, these really large wall hangings. There were 3 of them and I won all 3 for just $1. I don't have these listed only because I have to find a box big enough for them. And I wasn't sure to list them separately or as a lot of the 3. If I sell them as a lot of 3, I definitely need to find a really large box, and the shipping might be a little crazy just because of how big they are. But they definitely have that really cute kind of boho look that's really popular right now. And then there were, I'm just going to take out the potted piece just so you can see it a little bit better. But it just reminds me of those like wicker chairs that people like to put like their succulents on and stuff like that. And then there were these like fake ivy type plants in all of them that are in these terracotta pots. And they are actually by Bennington Potters, 1924 is what that's marked. So I'll have to look that up. Maybe these pots might be worth listing separately, potentially. I don't know. We'll find out. That's the first I took that out of there, so I didn't even know what it said. But that is everything for this haul. Yeah, I did get some good things, and some things, like, it just always happens that way where, you know, you're kind of stuck with things that you didn't necessarily want type of thing, but some of it does end up surprisingly selling. So that's just what I try to do, just to like recoup some of my money so I can, you know, make profit off of the stuff that I'm buying. And yeah, so I'm excited for my next auction video for you guys because like I said, I won stuff, but I didn't pay near as much, and it was still a lot of like nice, good things, and I wasn't like stuck with a lot of like random things like how I usually have been. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You'll have to let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you next time.